Hello, my name is Jennifer with Jen's Food and Love, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm really excited today because we are gonna make my favorite recipe. My mom, she knocked it out of the park with this one, so thanks, Mom. Anyway, it is called brown jambalaya, and it's Cajun. The difference between Cajun jambalaya and Creole jambalaya is Creole, like New Orleans, is a tomato-based jambalaya. But South Louisiana, where the Cajuns live, Cajun jambalaya is not tomato-based. We just think that's wrong. So anyway, I hope you love it. It's delicious. I use a big Magnalite pot. I've had it about 25 years. It was a wedding gift. And if you don't have that, because it does, like I said, feed 12, it's a big recipe, you'd need to use like a big cast iron Dutch oven or something like that. Don't use like a copper bottom pot. It's just not gonna work. Anyway, let's get started. I hope you like it. Okay, let's talk ingredients. There's kind of 5 categories, I would say: meats, seasonings, pantry items, liquids, and vegetables. The good news for you is I have this all typed out in a recipe if you click below the link. But I will go over a few things. Let's start with vegetables. We're gonna go by cups. So for the Trinity is made up of bell pepper, celery, and yellow onions. And that is gonna be 2 cups of bell peppers, 2 cups of celery, and 4 cups of yellow onions. You wanna use yellow because they caramelize the best. Also, garlic and green onions we keep aside. No, actually, garlic we're gonna put with the Trinity, although it's not called the Trinity, but green onions we add at the end because they'll wilt. They don't need as much cooking. As far as the pantry ingredients, this is my mom's secret ingredient, dark brown sugar. You wanna use that. Also, long grain rice. Long grain is just perfect for jambalaya. As far as the broth, we're gonna need 5 cups. I think 3 cans is about 5 cups, but we're gonna measure it out. Kitchen Bouquet, I believe it's 3 or 4 tablespoons. Canola oil, 1/4 of a cup. And then the seasonings, Tony's, you can find pretty much anywhere. It's just a Creole seasoning, a Cajun seasoning that we love. I keep it pretty simple: black pepper, a little bit of red pepper, and kosher salt. And then for the meat, chicken breasts, this is what I really want to talk about. If you like to do a whole chicken cut up, you can. My mom used to do that. That's too much trouble for me. I just used boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and it's delicious. You want to use pork sausage. Pork sausage and a hot spicy, like this one is, I think, hot Louisiana brand smoked sausage, Farmer John's. Got this at Aldi. If you are in the South and you can find the Savoy's Hot Link brand of smoked sausage, it is the best. But I don't do shipping and all. Sausage is sausage and it cooks just fine. So I think I went over everything. Let's get chopping.
Hi, I'm Allie. I'm Jennifer's daughter, and one of the most important things when you make jambalaya is to have a sous chef to chop all your vegetables and someone to talk to, because it's a long process. It's always good to have a friend. So what I'll be chopping now is the bell peppers, onion, and celery, everything for the Trinity, and then lastly the green onion and the garlic. You can do it in any order. That's just what we usually do.
Light a candle and the gases that are released from the onion will get absorbed by the candle flame.
When you slice the sausage, you want to do it fairly into thin slices, and the 1.5 pounds of sausage that you need for the jambalaya turns out to be about 6 lengths of sausage, but my mom still makes me measure it out just so it's exact.
Okay, so all the prep and chopping is done, measuring, getting it ready. I like to do that all beforehand. Let's talk about the vegetables. The green onions go in last. In the Trinity, we have 2 cups of green bell peppers, 4 cups of yellow onions, 2 cups of celery, all diced. That's called the Trinity. And I go ahead and throw in the 3 large pods of garlic on top, all at the same time. That's a different step. The brown sugar is gonna go in at a certain step. We've got the chicken ready to season. That's gonna be the next thing we do. We have the rice measured out. It is 4 cups of white rice, 5 cups of chicken broth measured out. We have the canola oil ready. I'm just gonna use 1/4 of a cup. And then the seasoning's ready to go. Allie has just finished chopping in the background all the sausage. Let's get cooking. Okay, we're gonna season this chicken, and it's gonna look like I really over season it because I do, but that's okay. I'm not gonna add any salt at this point. I'm gonna add salt when I add the rice later. This Tony's is plenty salty. So let's get started. I'm gonna just 1 full layer. Sorry, I don't have measurements, I eyeball this. 1 full layer on top, and then I like to flip it over. Another full layer. You basically want black specks kind of all over the place. There we go. Now we've got black pepper all over it. And now the Tony's, and like I said, this has salt in it. So we're just gonna generously season the top. Ooh, it starts to clear you out. Like I can smell it. It's good and seasoned. Turn it again, and I'm gonna put another layer. And that is it. I'm gonna add the red pepper, not on the chicken, when I have all the liquids. The chicken is perfectly seasoned with black pepper and just Tony's. Let's get started. Okay, I'm on a medium fire, and I'm gonna put 1/4 cup of canola oil in the bottom of my pot. There we go. I'm gonna let that heat up just a little bit. All right, the oil's heated up a little bit. I'm adding the chicken. And I don't hear that sizzle, so I didn't let it heat up enough, but that's okay. I'm gonna cook this chicken about halfway done. And then I'm gonna add the sausage. The sausage does not take as long to cook. So as long as the chicken's about halfway cooked, I'll add the sausage to the pot and finish cooking it. When I cut the chicken up, I really like little bite-sized pieces. What I tell my daughter when she's sous chefing for me is think about what size you'd want to take a bite. So if while you're cooking you see any huge chunks, just cut them. Because it's just really nice to have the size chicken pieces that you want to actually bite into. Not this huge chunk of cubed chicken. The chicken's about halfway cooked. I see some pink spots. I'm gonna go ahead and add the sausage and finish all this cooking. So I'm gonna cook the chicken and sausage through, and as that's cooking, it's creating juice, and I need that juice to caramelize the brown sugar. So I'm cooking it down, juices are being created, and then I'm gonna remove the chicken and sausage from the pot with all those juices and add the brown sugar. So right now we just have to finish cooking this meat. So just as an overview, cook the chicken about halfway through, then throw in the sausage, cook it till it's good. It's probably gonna be, this is really loose, about 10 minutes of cooking time total, about 4 minutes for the chicken, about 6 minutes for it together, you're looking again, you're creating that juice to caramelize the brown sugar. So, okay, so see how now the juices have been created, the sausages have kind of curled up. I'm gonna let it go just a little bit longer to cook these sausages a little bit more, and then we're gonna get ready to take the meat out of the pot. Okay, I actually removed the pot from the heat just because, I don't know, it's just what I do. Now I'm gonna use a slotted spoon, so I try to keep all the juice in the pot. Now I think the reason I remove it from the heat, I still have the heat going back here, but I remove it because I don't want all this liquid cooking out with that hot fire, because I want to use it once I put the brown sugar in. So I'm just removing all this meat. And then I'm gonna actually throw the meat in my warming drawer. Jambalaya takes a while to cook, and I just like to keep it warm. You know, chicken's supposed to stay at a certain temperature, 160 degrees. Now I will say, my mom always just left it on the counter, and I don't remember anybody getting sick. So you do you, but for safety reasons, I just go ahead and put it in the warming drawer. Okay, now I'm gonna push the, basically in here is just this juice I was talking about. I'm gonna push this back over to the fire and add the brown sugar. This is half a pound of dark brown sugar. We are going to caramelize this. So it starts off, it's dark brown, and you are gonna constantly stir. This might even take more than 15 minutes. It's an important step until it gets caramel color. It's gonna take a while. I'm just gonna continue to stir. I don't want to burn it. I don't want to burn any pieces. So sometimes when my kids are around, I'll be like, stir, and I'll take a break. It does take a while, but this is the glue. This is the magic in this recipe. I've pretty much been on a medium-high heat the whole time because I'm standing right over it. Once it gets kind of that caramel color, I'm gonna dump in the Trinity plus the garlic. Right now it's at what I call like a light brown caramel color, and we're gonna go a little lighter than this. Now if you accidentally do it too long, you're gonna find when you pour your Trinity in, everything hardens a little bit. Don't worry too much about it. It's a pain, but it will come out. If you're scared, you could, like right now at this color, go ahead and add your vegetables, but I kind of know what I'm looking for, and I'm gonna go just a little bit longer, and I know I'm not gonna burn it. I can feel it, I can see it right here, so I'm comfortable letting it go a little bit lighter. Again, this is dark brown sugar. If you can't find dark brown sugar, go ahead and use light. Okay, this is looking really good. I'm gonna probably go ahead and throw my Trinity in now, just because there's been too many times I've gone too long trying to get my mom's perfect color, and I've hardened it up. But I'm comfortable. See how there's really getting good swirls of lighter in there? I've made this enough that I know it's gonna be delicious. So in goes the Trinity. Now you're gonna cook your vegetables down. Those little strings are just from the celery, they're fine. But you're gonna cook this down. Oh man, this is perfect. I'm glad I didn't go longer. You're gonna cook it down way more than you think. I mean, you are gonna cook these vegetables down. The yellow onions start to kind of caramelize, and it almost gets to where you don't even really know you have vegetables in your jambalaya. You cook it down so much. So I'm not gonna have to stir quite as much once I get it good and mixed in. I just wanna make sure none of that brown sugar on the bottom burns. So I'm gonna give it a good mix and let it cook down. It's been about 10 minutes, so this is the stage. This liquid's gonna evaporate a little bit. These vegetables are gonna cook down even more. This is what I call a really critical stage, and let me tell you why. If you leave, like if you were to dump in everything now, you have too much liquid, so you're gonna have too much liquidy jambalaya after. But if you get it cooked down the right amount, you're gonna have a nice portion of liquid to cook the rice, then absorb, and it just matters. So pay attention to this stage. We have longer to go for sure. Okay, I've been cooking these vegetables down on about medium for 28 minutes, almost half an hour. And they're good and cooked down. Most of the liquid has evaporated. That's what you want. Just a little bit in there, that'll be fine. And now I'm gonna return the meat to the pot. Okay, give that meat a good stir. Now we're going to add our liquids and bring it to a low boil. What that means is not like a rapid rolling boil, just boiling. So in goes the broth. In goes the kitchen bouquet. This is gonna give it that nice dark color also and thicken it up. And now I'm gonna season it some more. The reason I'm gonna season it some more is rice is gonna go in. And there's basically been no seasoning for the rice. Now I will say broth has salt in it and the Tony's has salt in it. I don't love a very salty dish. It's just a preference. So I don't add too much salt. Sometimes if I'm cooking this and it's literally just for my husband all week, I won't put in any extra salt because it's just better for us. But I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt. So as you can see, it's not gonna be a lot. Now I'm gonna add more seasoning. The reason you wanna kinda over season this, I'm gonna taste it before I add the seasoning, but the reason you wanna season this more is once the rice is in, it's gonna soak up all the seasoning. Now, we really like a sweet, that brown sugar, jambalaya with a little kick. But again, you can make it as spicy as you want. I think it kind of takes that sugary sweetness away if you get it too spicy, but it is a Cajun dish, so you do want some spice. I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. So good. Now, it needs a little more seasoning right now, and then so it's gonna need more, of course, with the rice. So I'm gonna do a seasoning right now. And a little more black pepper. Black pepper is probably my favorite seasoning. And a little bit of red pepper, just a little. Yeah, that's good. Pump up my heat just a little bit, get this thing to a boil. So we just got this to a low boil. It's probably a little hotter on this side. I'm gonna wait till I get a little roll on that side. And then we're gonna add the rice. So this is just all the broth, all the liquids, the meats, all the veggies. This is just everything coming together, seasoned, a little over seasoned, and waiting on the rice. We're gonna put the rice in, put the lid on, and it's gonna be on simmer low for a solid 10 minutes. Don't let anybody take the lid off. Okay, I'm gonna go to low, simmer basically, and I'm gonna add the rice because I've got a soft boil. I want to try to get that rice underneath the liquid, obviously, because right now we're cooking rice. So you want to get it under the liquid. So I'm just going to kind of push it down. 10 minutes. Set your timer. So while this is cooking, I'll just give kind of my 4 tips for making a really good jambalaya. Besides some of the things I've said, you know, this whole way through. But the first thing would be that caramelizing the brown sugar to the right consistency, getting that caramel color. The second part would probably be measuring. Don't just, if you have like a half a bell pepper left, say, oh, just throw that in also. Go ahead and measure and use 2 cups of chopped the Trinity and 4 cups of the onion. Probably also over seasoning the everything before the rice goes in because the rice absorbs so much, and then cooking down the vegetables because it looks like, oh, these vegetables look pathetic, but you just need to cook it down that, what was that, 28, half an hour. So yeah, should be delicious. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to this burner because I'm noticing this one's running a little hot. It's not a simmer. So I'm gonna turn these off. I'm gonna lift the lid, give it a good stir, dump in the green onions. I'm gonna now try to get the rice underneath that liquid. Some of the liquid's coming out. So on simmer, I'm gonna cook this 20 solid minutes. It might need 25. I'm gonna check it at 20. Yeah, we're almost there. And then one other thing, before you eat the jambalaya, let it cool a little bit because it's so hot right when it's ready. You're tempted to just wanna make your plate right then. But put it on your plate and let it sit a little bit and cool so you can really taste the brown sugar and the flavors instead of just temperature hot. Okay, this is great. All right, let's check it out. Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna let this cool just a little bit and serve it up.
All right, everyone, so it is Lauren's first time ever eating jambalaya. So Lauren, give it a try.
Okay, here we go. Gotta get a good bite with all
Allie,
of
Mom, don't eat yet.
So hard.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Isn't it fun?
Can I just eat this? Just a minute.
That's good, Allie, Mom. You guys like it? Good batch? Not sure if this camera is gonna focus too well.
Oh my.
But I'm Gray, I've been the man behind the camera, and I don't like jambalaya, so.
It's so good.